Remember, if you like the videos, like, sub, silly, comment, share, support the channel if you want. I appreciate it. Thanks. I actually made this video once already, recorded with no sound. So if I'm a little bit more rambly, it's because of that, and I've just been super fucking sick and tired lately, to be honest with you. But that last video got a little bit more attention than I thought it would. I actually don't think it was that crazy, but I think people didn't watch the end, but that's maybe they did and they glossed over it. But we'll talk about it here during the beginning. And I think the ending was important because I think what I was trying to drive home is that there is this idea, and when I look at the haters commenting, of course, you know what I mean? Like, oh, you're not gay, so what do you know what it's like to be gay? You're not transgender, what do you know what it's like to be transgender? You know what I mean? It's like, well, I'm not gay and I'm not transgender, but I know what it's like to deal with harassment. I've been harassed by you guys before. I've showed the messages, sexually harassed many times. You know what I mean? I know what it's like to have stalkers from all over. You know what I mean? Because I beat them in a fucking video game 15, 20 years ago, however it was now. You know what I mean? I've had stalkers. I've been harassed many times. You know what I mean? So from the perspective of, no, I don't know what it's like to be gay. No, I don't know what it's like to be transgender. But if you're saying you're harassed because of that, as a human being, I have been harassed by people, believe it or not. Being harassed does not make you special. And being insecure does not make you special. Believe it or not, straight people can be insecure too. You know what I mean? You don't have to be gay, transgender, bisexual, whatever the fuck, to be insecure. Wow, I know this is like, again, that's why I was trying to talk about this bitter truth red pill to swallow. Not just you are insecure about how you look. Not just you have this ideal kind of version of yourself that you wish you could be. And why I gave that Gold Lewis, example was, why can't Gold Lewis be transgender, right? Why can't we have this new character that is introduced be transgender and be representative, right? Why do we have to retcon and make all these new kind of stories, you know what I mean? Changing of narratives of the story, changing of characters to fit this, perspective. Why does media constantly, for them to be the most promotable aspect of transgender or whatever, why does it always have to be, oh, it's got to be this very beautiful character or whatever? Oh, no, I want the most beautiful character to be the transgender one, blah, 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 blah. You know what I mean? I'm like, why can't it be the fat white guy with a beard? Why? Well, no, I want to really talk about Testament as transgender because he's so beautiful. Bridget. Oh, yeah, because he's a little femboy, blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? Well, why does that have to be the representative of this, agenda, whatever? You know what I mean? And I get there's this idea, you know what I mean? Like, people don't get that straight people also have ideals that they would like to be, right? You know what I mean? I know it's crazy. It's like, oh my God, you know what I mean? I can't imagine what it's like to be, transgender and be like, oh God, I wish I was just a completely different sex or whatever, you know what I mean? But just from the perspective of, oh, I wish I was someone else. I wish I looked like that. That is not LGBTQ, specific, you know what I mean? Only, exclusive. You know what I mean? That's what people don't want to admit. Straight people get insecure too. Not only gay people, transgender people want to look different, want to be something that they are not. And I've used that transgender friend, coincidentally enough, you know what I mean, one of the most famous transgender people on the internet. She is so feminine that she has actually been shunned and talked shit about by members in the LGBTQ, she's told me. You know what I mean? Because she looked too feminine, so they didn't even accept her, she told me. Which is kind of funny and ironic if you think about it, right? Because she is so ideal that people couldn't, relate to her, right? Crazy, right? From a certain perspective, actually, and I know it's going to hurt people's feelings, if Gold Lewis was the actually transgender in the story, it would be more realistic. Because I'm pretty sure if we're actually having an honest conversation, how many transgender people do we know that have had a sex change and They're rocking a beard despite being a girl now. They're fat. They are not a traditionally classical feminine, let's call it, figure. I know a guy on my Facebook. He had a sex change. Guess what? He still fucking is rocking a full beard. No shame in the game. I mean, you could, from some perspective, you could say it's beautiful that he is super fat, rocking a full fucking man beard. You could say it's beautiful. He's just that. But what I'm getting at is, you know what? Believe it or not, this ideal feminine, figure that people want to, I guess they strive to be once they have a sex change, that's not how most people turn out to be. And ironically enough, a lot of times when you get that more, wow, completely feminine, like, wow, they look super feminine. You know, hell, they look more feminine than just straight girl, actually. You know what I mean? This girl I'm talking about, right? Baby face, big lips, whatever, blah, blah. You know what I mean? But guess what? She's so feminine, the LGBTQ has shunned her before. Crazy, right? You know what I mean? But the point is, you know what I mean? That's not LGBTQ only. Straight people get insecure too. Hard to fucking believe. You don't want to admit it, right? You know what I mean? You know, as a human being, you know what I mean? You're like, oh, you're not gay. You don't understand. You know what I mean? You don't know what it's like to be harassed. It's like, dude, I understand empathy. I'm a human being, right? Or maybe you're the one that doesn't have empathy because you can't fathom in your brain because you are so delusional and entitled. You know what I mean? You can't fathom that straight people have problems too. That a straight person can't be insecure and want to look different as well. I don't look how I want to look. I have not achieved everything I've done in life. I've been harassed. Do you know what it's like to actually be dying in a hospital? Do you know what it's like to have to teach yourself how to walk again? You know what I mean? Do you know what it's like to go through some of the shit I've gone through in my life? And you want me to walk on eggshells while I talk to you and metaphorically suck your dick, which who knows if it even exists anymore. You know what I mean? That's, you know what? It sounds ridiculous, but it's serious. Motherfuckers act like they are so harassed in, in America and so looked down upon. I have to walk on eggshells and metaphorically suck your dick or else I get accused of hating gay people nowadays. That's how crazy this bullshit is. It's ridiculous. Who is the one that has no empathy here? I've had how many members of the LGBTQ joke about me dying? I don't think you're not so holier than thou as you claim to be. I've been harassed over just me being better at a video game than somebody. Me beating someone in a video game fucking 20 years ago. However fucking long it is, dude. You can't be the oppressed and be the oppressor. If I have to walk on eggshells and metaphorically suck your dick to have a conversation with you, because if I call you out on any kind of bullshit whatsoever, you will try to start some kind of weird cancel culture, social justice warrior bullshit and say that I hate gay people, whatever. You are not as oppressed as you are leading others to believe. You know what I mean? I think there's this idea that, you know what I mean? Maybe you hear like, oh God. No, shut it. I thought is it still working? The thing started flickering. You better not have fucking stopped again. You know what I mean? I think there's this idea that, oh, I heard a story like 30 years ago. You know what I mean? Oh God, people, it was still being taboo to be transgender, gay, whatever the fuck. It's like, well, that was 30, 40 years ago. The world is vastly different now. You know what I mean? Your struggle is make-believe. Your harassment on this greater level is make-believe now. Have you been harassed before? Sure you have. But guess what? Other people get harassed too. You can go to school when you're a kid and a motherfucker can harass you because he doesn't like the color of your shoes. You know what I mean? You are not so stuck down, held down as you want to believe. Oh, you're 14 years old. I can't get the job I want to get. I can only work at McDonald's. Yeah, you're fucking 14 years old, you fucking idiot. It has nothing to do with you being transgender. You're 14 years old. You're going to work at McDonald's. Shut the fuck up. You know what I mean? What are you fucking talking about? And, people are like, oh, I'm not free enough in America. I'm not free enough. It is so crazy, dude. You have no idea. Do you actually talk to real people around the world? not someone in your social clique, to see what what it's like across the world. I told the story before, man, it was actually refreshing to hear people talk shit about Americans when I was traveling. I'm like, thank you. And they're like, I told the girl, I don't know if she's going to watch my YouTube. Elu. I like your name, motherfucker. Elu. What a gentle sounding name. But, she was talking about that, God, you're American? Oh, do you think you're a milkshake? Did you write you're a milkshake on Twitter? Is your pronoun slurp and yum? And she's like, God, I fucking hate Americans. You guys are so fucking crazy. And it's like, dude, I live here. I live there. I trust me. I know. You don't have to fucking tell me. You know what I mean? I told that story of, I don't know, did she live in Germany and she moved to Poland or vice versa? She's bisexual. And she's like, yeah, Americans talking about how free they are or they're not free enough. You know what I mean? And we should be more free like other countries. Like, they have no idea what it's like to be gay in another country. All they want is more shit for free. They want to come here because they want something for free. They want free healthcare. They want free schooling, whatever. It's like, dude, it's like you don't know what it's like in another country. Americans are just super self-entitled, delusional. They want everything for free. They don't know anything about how the world is. You know what I mean? It is so crazy. Go walk around a mall in another country. No, I'm serious. Go walk around a mall in another fucking country. Look at just look at everyone that you see when you walk around the mall in another country. It's actually, I'm serious. Not only do most people dress the same, some people dress different, of course, but there's kind of like, there's more of a status quo maybe of how people dress. Even the body types are more similar. And when you come to America, walk around the mall. Different clothes, different styles, different ethnicities, black, white, Asian, whatever. You know what I mean? I can't tell you how many times I go to the mall, I see a girl with a beard. I can only assume they're transgender, right? Do you know what I mean? That's actually not that weird in America when I go to the mall, right? In different kinds of body types. You have no idea how fucking free it is in America right now. You are fucking delusional. You are allowed to live how you want to live in America. Much more so than any other country that you want to move to. Oh, you want to move to it because you want free healthcare. You want something else for free. Of course, we would like to believe, oh God, yeah, sure, I want free shit too. But I'm talking about, think about the greater scope of things, of how delusional you are on a grander scale. You're talking about how the way the world works, whatever. You're 14, 16 years old. You don't know how the fucking world works. You're in some echo chamber of Twitter where you think it's normal to talk about what it's like to be gay, and you're talking about stories 30, 40 years ago. That's not what the world is like anymore. Look how you're fucking dressed. Look at the shit you're talking about. You motherfuckers have openly harassed me because I don't want to fucking have sex with you. It had nothing to do with you being gay, transsexual, whatever. Transsexual, transgender, whatever. You just weren't attractive to me. I told that girl in the story, she actually looks feminine. So yeah, suck my dick. You look feminine. It has nothing to do. You know what I mean? There's no greater, you know what I mean? This idea that, yeah, there's probably people that don't like you because you're transgender. I believe it. I totally believe that there are some people that I don't like a gay person. I don't like a transgender person, whatever the fuck they're saying, right? You know what I mean? But this whole greater, I am being held down by the man, so to speak, this does not exist on that greater level that you are trying to act like. You are talking about specific people that don't like you. And specific people don't like anybody, regardless. Again, look at me. Some motherfuckers don't like me because I beat them in a video game 20 years ago and they can't get the fuck over it. Some people still can't get over the fuck that I've done more than in video games. And guess what? It's not only a transgender person, it's straight people too. Straight people can be crazy too. But that's what I'm saying. You know what? Being a good person, being a bad person is not gender specific. It's not race specific. It's not religion specific. Some people are just not good people. Some people are good people. But the LGBTQ, whether you want to believe it or not, you motherfuckers are delusional half the time. You are the same kind of thing that you talk shit about. Oh, I don't like people that judge people how they look. I don't judge people that aren't empathetic with people who have been harassed. You know what I mean? I don't like how people don't understand that I want to look different. You know what I mean? Guess what? That's not LGBTQ specific, you fucking freak. What is wrong with you? And like I said, look at my comments. You can't, these motherfuckers, you can't even have a real conversation. You better suck my dick before you have a conversation with me. No. Why? What is your credentials for me sucking your dick, you fucking idiot? Absolutely crazy, dude. You know? People can't even have a real conversation, dude. Has nothing to do with you being gay. Has nothing to do with you being transgender. It's you. You're the fucking problem. You're delusional. You're entitled. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about. You are not empathetic whatsoever. You motherfuckers talk shit about me and joke about me dying in a hospital. I'm pretty sure you're not empathetic. Pretty sure you don't know the way the world works. You know what I mean? I'm not impressed. You know what I mean? The LGBTQ is a fucking cult now. It's a religion now. And just like these religions and cults and everything, some of them are actually based on good, but are now used for fucking evil and propaganda, delusion, entitlement. And whenever you do something wrong, they fall back on it. Just like fucking how many wars have been started in the fucking history of the world for, oh, it was based on something good though. You know, Jesus, he was a good guy. He was a good guy. I knew Jesus. Jesus back then, you know, Jesus, he was pretty cool. You know what the fuck you're saying? You know, this prophet, he said some good shit. You know, I'm sorry that we took over your country and we killed you, but yeah, Jesus, you know, Muhammad, whoever the fuck we're talking about, he had some good stuff though. I mean, it wasn't totally bad, right? You know? And just like that, LGBTQ, yeah, you should be accepting of people. Of course we want to believe that. But now you're using this for fucking evil. For fucking propaganda, delusion, entitlement. It's ridiculous. I'm not impressed that you guys go so fucking crazy over a fucking video game. You know, the insanity that people try to tell me that I'm crazy while, you know, making up the lies about me that they do. Still mad that I beat them in a video game. You're mad that I beat you in a video game 20 years ago. I think you're the one that is crazy. You can't get over it, dude. It's done. Get over it. You know what I mean? So again, entitlement, delusion. I mean, I look at some of these motherfuckers lying about me. I look at their profile. Of course, what does it say? I'm a bisexual lesbian. Wow, that's your fucking struggle? Your struggle is you're a bisexual lesbian. You couldn't just pick one. Bisexual lesbian. I got to make sure I put everything in my bio just so everyone will see how fucking great of a person I am. Oh, also let me put I'm a video game expert. While I've done nothing in it. Hopefully they don't check my credentials. Bisexual lesbian. I don't even know what the fuck to quantify that is. That's like imagining someone, they lose a limb in something. Maybe they lost their arm. And you meet someone else that's like, oh fuck, sorry, you lost your arm. And they're like, yeah, but you know, I lost my fingers too. And the dude's like, what are you talking about? Well, we both lost our arm, but I lost my fingers too. And you just look at them, it's like, motherfucker, yes, I lost my fingers too. I didn't need to say it. The whole arm is gone. And the person like, fuck you! My fingers are gone! You know, like, did you see like a bisexual lesbian? You're a fucking idiot. Pick a struggle. These are the kind of people, like, and I'm saying it with a smile, but it's like, come on, bro. Are you serious? You can't even have a real conversation with people, dude. Like I said, I even said I talked to my one friend. I consider her a rational member of the LGBTQ. And she's that friend that I talked about. Man, I don't know. She's going down the fucking rabbit hole. She used to go to all these LGBTQ things, you know what I mean? And she said she stopped going because she was actually sexually harassed at it. You know what I mean? And she's like, yeah, it's just getting so toxic. And, you know, you can't do anything because you can't say a LGBTQ member harassed me. You know what I mean? So it's like, what do I fucking do? You know what I mean? Because you don't want there to be any kind of negative, you know, connotation with it. You know what I mean? So it's got to be like, I guess I can't talk about it. You know what I mean? It's like, well, if you don't talk about it, you know, are you really part of the good? You know what I mean? If you just hide it, it's like you got to call people out on bullshit. You know what I mean? It's not saying, it's so ridiculous, dude. And then that fucking girl, man, trying to say like a bug. My God, I thought the whole bug thing was a fucking joke. You really think people are bugs? Are you fucking kidding me? Oh, well, we don't know everything about human sexuality yet. You could be a bug. No, I'm not. No, we're not bugs. What the fuck are you talking about? Well, what do you know? I don't think it's that retarded. Bro, a bug? I thought this was a joke. Yeah, well, I mean, we're still learning things about human sexuality. A bug? How do you even have like a fucking straight conversation with that? No pun intended, right? But, you know, a bug? My God. And they're like, well, maybe we just don't want Republicans to decide if we're bugs or not. You don't need to be a fucking Republican or not to say you're a fucking idiot for trying to even assume or even insinuate that you're a bug. I'm not a Republican. I can't believe I've actually had people try to tell me I'm a Republican because I say this shit. No, I don't need to be a Republican to tell you you're fucking acting like an idiot. Insane. Go to another country. See what it's actually like in the real world. Anyway, remember if you like the videos, like, silly comment, share, support the channel. I appreciate it. Thanks. I hope it recorded this time. The end.